covering this project Lighter Lit, which is a project on Ethereum. It's a layer 2 ZK rollup, I believe. We're going to cover this for a member of the channel. Big shout out to the members of the channel. I don't charge enough for these memberships because this is an intensive researched video that I just did. So shout out to the member, Big Jacket guy here. But yeah, we're going to cover this, and I found out some interesting things about this project. So anyways, let's get straight into it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to power right through this thing, down 35.9% since it's launched. It's 540 million volume, 71 million trading volume. Circulating supply 250 million, total supply 1 billion. The first thing that I found out with this thing, I made a video on a different project called BitLight. If you actually look at the logos, these logos are nearly the exact same, right? So I'm going to bring up the logos up here. I know it's super tiny. It doesn't matter. That's the BitLight logo, right? And then this is the Lighter logo. See any similarities here? One is called BitLight, one is called Lighter, and they both launched around the same time. And there's a reason why I'm showing this. So bear with me here. There's a reason, and I told you I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm getting straight into it. I did a lot of research, even did a lot of chat GPT research here on it too. But BitLight was a pump and dump. BitLight launched not too long ago. Lighter has too many similarities to BitLight. Even the token structure is similar. The one's on Ethereum, one's on Binance, but it really doesn't matter. They love to do this, especially. Remember when I exposed all those AI scam projects like UAI, CoAI, Chain Upright AI is UAI, Blue AI, MYX Finance? They were all the same, and they all had the same structure. And I'm noticing the same thing here with a lot of these different projects that are coming out now, especially these ones trying to market the Light project. Like this is the next, catchphrase: light, lighter, BitLight, right? This is the next catchphrase that a lot of people are now creating projects around the whole light thing, right? And it's a catchphrase that is getting catchy. I know that I said catch too much, but you got Lighter, Lit, BitLight, Light, Lightlink. They're all pumping massively, right? Lightspeed, they're all pumping. The reason why I'm talking about this is because we're going to do the technicals because the member, shout out to Big Jacket again, Big Jacket guy, he wanted me to do a technical analysis on this. We're going to do that, obviously, but I think you need to hear all of this before we do that. So I think it's a scam. I'm just going to come out and say it. I think it's a scam. BitLight was a massive pump and dump. 173 million market cap. In one day, it went all the way down to 30 million and then down to 24 million, all within like a day or two. They did a massive scam, massive pump and dump on people. And a lot of people have not recovered from this. And they're probably not going to recover from it because it's not going to come back just like CoAI and all the other scam AI ones, right? So scam pump might be cooking. So they're saying it might be coming back. It's not going to come back, guys. Just like the AI projects did. Like they might come back for a little bit and then immediately die out all over again, right? So, you got to use some discernment here. Okay. So moving on from that, BitLight, they had a different marketing structure, right? They marketed the smart Bitcoin thing, right? Smart contracts for Bitcoin, creating Bitcoin networks, creating a Bitcoin ecosystem. This is what they were marketing: Bitcoin wallets, Bitcoin staking, all that, right? None of it was real. And I'll also explain why none of it was real. And then it was a scam. They a bunch of fake promises. They were saying, hey, we've been developing since 2016. The same exact thing BitLight is actually, claiming and doing right now. Or not BitLight, Lighter. You see, they're so similar. And the look at the websites also. Look at the website structure. See any similarities? Look at how it's structured up here. Look at how it's structured over here. A lot of similarities here. Now this one is a lot more complicated because it's a trading perpetual platform, and apparently they're announcing Lighter mobile app. So I don't know if it's on there now. If it is, good job for them. And it might not be a scam, right? This may not be a scam. I don't know. I'm not completely sure. But they're just saying that they're launching a mobile app. So I can't tell you if it's a scam or not. But usually, I like to be, extremely cautious of these things. And then here's their mobile app for Google Play. Now, I'll be honest, I don't trust this. I don't trust this project. It's launched right around the same time as BitLight, and BitLight was a scam. So that's one of the things that's making me skeptical. Skeptical. I can't speak right now. Skeptical. All right, moving on from that. Let's cut that part out. I'm gonna leave that part in because I don't care. I'm raw with it. Right, giving it to y'all raw. But look at this. I don't trust this project. Too many similarities and too many promises. Right now, here's their perpetuals platform. This is the only thing that makes it seem like it's legit. And there's a possibility that it can be legit. But, just because it's a perpetuals platform doesn't mean that it can't fail. Right? Just because people are trading on it, there's money flowing, doesn't mean that it can't fail. It doesn't mean that it's not a pump and dump. It just means there's money actively being traded on it. This money could very easily be bot money being traded. They do have apps. They do have a whole app store thing on iOS and on Google Play, which is something that actually can make it seem pretty legit. So that's one thing that makes it seem legit. I don't know if it is or not, but me personally, I wouldn't touch the project for various number of reasons. Let's start off with the structure here, the wallet structure. Same type of wallet structure BitLight actually had before they did the pump and dump and then ran off on everybody. But anyways, let's go over there. So first we have this one, which is the contract wallet. This is pretty much the dev wallet. This is like the perpetuals trading wallet, right? This is like the trading wallet. This is where everything, I guess, is going to be going through this wallet. I don't know exactly how these smart contracts work. I just trade, but essentially it's the top wallet, 25%. It's common inside of projects, so I'm not going to say that that is necessarily sketchy because that it's a common thing inside of these projects, right? But the second wallet also has 25%, which raises questions here. Raises questions. The second wallet also has 25% if my computer would ever load. All right. This is the BitLight contract address. Notice the Hedgy Financed vesting is at 78%. They hold 78% of that top wallet. So that's already a red flag, right? So let's close that. Now, 21%, that's the third wallet. Why does the third wallet have so much? No one knows. No one could tell you why. This is the second wallet with 25%. And this wallet sent to or was received from this address here. I'm going to say the last 2 digits is 91, right? That's the last 2 digits on that contract address, 91. This wallet has sent to a bunch of different other wallets a lot of coins, and it came from this wallet. That's the null, that's the dead address, and it came in from the burn wallet or the dead address. So this is pretty much how the project started 79 days ago. 79 days ago, that 1 billion coins was minted. The project has a total of 1 billion coins. So 79 days ago, it was minted. All those coins were minted 79 days ago, right? And then from there, they sent it to this wallet. We'll go to that wallet. And then from there, a bunch of money got sent to a bunch of different wallets. This is how they structure and wash trade. They're washing their trade. They're washing the money. They're sending the money to different wallets, so you cannot track this money to a single wallet. A bunch of this money went to the third wallet, which is 21%, right? This wallet right here. A bunch of the money went to this wallet, okay? Not only did a bunch of money go into that wallet, the third, a bunch of money also went into the other wallets. So let's keep breaking this down And then a bunch of money went into that main wallet and then this wallet. So we're going to go to all three of those wallets. This wallet is the 21% one again, right? And this wallet has a lot. A bunch of money also went into these two wallets. So let's close this wallet. And I know there's a lot of wallets that I'm opening, and my computer is probably going to be moving slow because of that. But let's go to some of the other wallets I already have open. This is still the same one. The third, this is still the same. The third, a lot of money is transacting through that one. And look, it doesn't mean it's a scam. It doesn't, I don't know what it is, honestly. But a lot of these wallets are now newly created wallets. This one has 0.03% of the supply, which is 333 coins, which is right now $723,000. There's probably over 100 wallets with this amount of money in it that they have created out of thin air after they minted the project, because people are throwing money into this project because, you know, they're selling the project to people. They're marketing it right. They're doing good marketing, and people are buying it, which is inflating the prices of the money that they minted out of thin air. They minted 1 billion coins and sent it to all these different wallets. So it could be one person sending it to all of their wallets, or one person sending it to a team of developers, or just a team of scammers. It could be any of that, but it's one of them. It's one of them. They're either a bunch of scammers and they're all coming together and conglomerating, or it's a bunch of developers and they're just sending in the money, this developer, like just sending in the money into a bunch of different people. Or maybe they had a pre-sale and people are getting pre-sale money. A lot of pre-sales are scams too. So that's just something to remember right there. So anyways, we are now going to refresh this one because this did not load up properly. Now this wallet is another one of the wallets I was talking about. 66,000 coins 4 days ago. 4 days ago, a lot of money was sent all around. $141,000. Not only that, we have even more. This wallet. This is still the 25% wallet. Let's click on this wallet. And then, yeah, the other money was sent to the other 25%. Let's go. I think there's like... Okay, this is another wallet, which is 1.83%. They sent it to this wallet. They sent it to this wallet 8 days ago. 18.3 million coins. Why are there all these multi-million-dollar and multi-$100,000 wallets? Why are they sending it to all these different wallets? Is it the same person? Is it a group of scammers? What is this? 13% or 0.13%, and this wallet was just 2.9 million. Too many of them have so much money inside of their wallets that they've sent from the main wallet. All of this money has came from the developer wallet. That dead wallet right here. Oh, let's click back on there. I think I closed it. Actually, no, I didn't close it. This null wallet, this is the wallet that all crypto projects create, all smart contracts when they're created. And then from there, they sent it all away. They're leaving nothing in there. They sent it all away. Sent it all to that wallet that I was mentioning before. And then all that money just got distributed to all these different wallets. I truly believe they're waiting to pump and dump this thing. They are waiting to pump and dump this thing for the right time. Maybe once I put this video out, they might be like, oh, we got to do it now. We got to do it now. They might do that. So I'm warning y'all, I think this is a pump and dump. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. And if I'm wrong, then so be it. But I won't risk my money in it. This is another one. I know this one I already talked about. But yeah, moral of the story, there's a bunch of different wallets. I'm not going to go to them all. But if you go through here and you look, there's so many 1%ers here. Maybe this was a pre-sale. Maybe not. I don't know if they did a pre-sale. But why is 21.7 million, 21.7 million, 21.7 million, 21.7 million, 21.7 million, 21.7 million? What is the problem with all those 21 million wallets? Well, I'll tell you the problem. The fully diluted value is 2.1 billion. It doesn't mean that there's $2.1 billion in the project. The market cap is 540 million. It doesn't mean there's 540 million. The second one of those wallets sell 21 million. 21.7 million. The second one of those wallets sell. This isn't going down by $21 million. It's probably going to go down by 100 million. You got to understand liquidity, 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 liquidity. I cannot stress that much. It's complicated how liquidity works, and I'll be completely honest, I cannot 100% explain to you how the liquidity thing works. I'm a trader. At the end of the day, I'm a trader. But I know liquidity is important because I trade stock options, and when there's no liquidity in a particular stock option because it's about to expire, you cannot sell it. Like, you can buy it, but you cannot sell it. There's no liquidity. And I know this because I've had stock options that expire on the same day, and I'm like, damn it, I waited too long. I can't even sell this option because there's no one that would buy it. All it takes is for 2 or 3 of these $21 million wallets to sell, to completely just crash that price. It's going down by more than 21 million when someone sells that full 21 million. And that's what I'm trying to explain. That 121 million sale could drop this by 100 million. This is just how the liquidity thing works. I can't explain it. Maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong inside the comments. All right. 19 million, 15 million, 11 million, 10 million. I can tell you right now, people did not put that much money in this project. They did not put that much money in this project. This project, like, liquidity wise, does not have 2.1 billion in liquidity. That's just the fully diluted value because all the coins that they created, they have locked coins, right? 250 million is circulating, 1 billion is total. I don't think those coins are locked. But let's move on from that. Millions. What does this mean? This means when they are finally ready to dump, they can dump hard. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this is an actual project. They have their exchange on Google Play and iOS. I haven't really seen a crypto DeFi exchange do that and then proceed to pump and dump. Like, yeah, we had like the Sam Bankman-Fried thing. I forgot what his exchange was called, but that was a centralized exchange. We never really seen a DeFi exchange do this. I mean, Aster, there's other projects, but they didn't pump and dump. I don't know if Aster actually has iOS and Play Store things. And there's only about 1,000 people that downloaded it. That's what I've seen. It was around 1,000. It said like 1K or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. They're followed by Visionary Web3. I don't know what Visionary Web3 is, but apparently I'm following them, and they're following me. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe they're legit, and maybe they're not. I can't tell you that. But we're gonna go over some other things. So anyways, they've been adding different assets here. Maybe they're gonna be the Aster of Ethereum. Maybe not. Lit trading now at Falcon Finance. They're doing Twitter Spaces, which CoAI did that before they pumped and dumped. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Let me know. Their engagement, I don't know if it's a scam or what. 2022 is when this Twitter was created, but the project was just created in December of last year, which was like a month ago, which is a little bit weird. In October, they were posting Lighter is back up. So I guess they didn't have a coin, but they had an exchange, but they're just now making a coin. So maybe this thing is not a scam, and I'm just like overly looking into it. But it appears that they had their exchange up before they made the Lighter coin, which I guess maybe they did things backwards. So I don't know. Like I said before, it could be a scam. Maybe not. They have some posts that they've posted all the way back here. And they've been moving all of 2025. They've been posting. Mainnet is now live in private beta. So yeah. AR hat, the particular snippet, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, they started posting March 2nd, 2020. Well, now they just retweeted something over there. After 18 months in the lab, our team is ready to announce ZK Lighter. Our mission has been built to build infrastructure for trading that's secure. This is the founder here. So I don't know. He's doxed. His name is out there. But this thing is, and he's been on Twitter since 2011. But this thing is too close to BitLight. And I'm really looking like a conspiracy theorist here. But I do not like when I see coins that are close to these pump and dump coins. Like BitLight is way too close. It's way too close. So yeah. Why did I nuke my lit position? Someone else is explaining it. And they're explaining the sell-offs. Also, founder should delete his socials. Overall, I don't plan on buying back. So let's read this whole thing. Why did I nuke my lit positions? This guy said, I initially bought lit as hype beta. Narration was simple, new shiny thing, Coinbase listing, token has been stable for initial week. So I was like, yeah, farmers out, time to pump. Everything worked out, and token traded for over $3. After that, I converted most of my positions to spot to hold long term. Unfortunately, the next few days turned quite heavy. Within 72 hours, token dropped 40%, dipping below $2 mark. This was quite a sharp sell-off. I even thought that Justin Neutron sold his bag, which I guess he's a entrepreneur, influencer, all that. Founder of Tornado or Trondao. I almost said Tornado. I was about to say Tornado Cash. We ain't gonna talk about that. This was quite a sharp sell-off. Justin, I guess he's the Tron CEO, sold his bag. Well, there's always reason to sell, in my opinion. Here, most important one is that lit almost 2 weeks after launch still cannot be withdrawn from my Lighter exchange. Also, founder should delete his socials. Overall, I don't plan buying back. Liquidity sucks. I was just talking about the liquidity issue here. Airdrop with delegation raises a lot of questions, and I was just showing you all these different wallets, too many different wallets with a lot of money. Maybe the founder is not pumping and dumping, but there's someone's gonna pump and dump this thing, and maybe it's gonna be the founder, maybe it's gonna be developers, maybe it's not him, maybe he doesn't do it, maybe someone else does it. Too many wallets have too much money in this project. It's too much money concentrated in these top wallets, which is very bad. MLMABC exposed some private deals that definitely do not align with transparency. So someone else has exposed them and is going in a toilet, as you can see here. Also, I don't think lit revenue will recover anytime soon. If you bet on buybacks, that's hype bet. Okay. Yeah. So let's just see what happens here. And some other people are against it, some people are with it. But yeah, that's what we're seeing. I guess this guy here, they just mentioned that he exposed them on something. So have at it with that. Jump Crypto received a $9.2 million lit airdrop, 24.2 million. Remember, I was just showing you all these different monies, all these different accounts, wallets, addresses, whatever. I guess they were airdrops. They began market making on Lighter in mid-November. I was just talking about this. Of the 9.2 million lit, 323,000 lit was distributed to newly created wallets, which I just exposed. And look, I found that all myself. I was looking into, if I can find this all myself, anybody can. They're not even hiding it. They're not washing their trades well. But usually wash trading, they send it to a wallet, that sends 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 it to a wallet. So I have to keep going 100 times more. And they do this because the average person is not going to track each and every single one. Even I don't do it. After about clicking 10 addresses that it sent it to, I'm done. And I don't mess with the project after that. But this one, they didn't even try to hide it. Like, they sent it to one wallet that sent it to another. That's it. So they didn't hide it well. So anyways, this entity deposited 5 million USDC into LLP around 9 months ago, split across 5 wallets, and received 10 million lit from the airdrop, $26 million, a perfectly round number. This excludes LLP yield, which adds another $1 through $2 million in returns. This represents 1% of the total supply and 4% of circulating supply. They used 5 different clusters and consistently split the lit evenly across 5 wallets. Of the 10 million lit, which is 26 million received, 2.7 million lit, $7 million received, has been sold since TGE. Oh yeah, they're slowly but surely using y'all as X liquidity. All right, check the screenshots. These are all the wallets. And yeah, remember the 4BF one. Yeah, I remember that one. So yeah, these wallets, he's right. Yeah. This person says, and then he says, in no world could this cluster have earned 500k points So these are either team wallets or wallets closely related to the team. Bullish lighter. So I don't know if he is being truly bullish on it, but I think that was sarcasm. And then this guy says crime pays, pure crime. Another VCF test. So yeah, there's no way for providing liquidity. You just get that much a low, or I think it means allowance. It's got to be their own team sending that much lit to that wallet. Stop it. Why are you trying to destroy the next Facebook? Yeah. I mean, some people are delusional, so you're never gonna convince some people. So yeah, this is in my opinion, is a scam. This is the guy. This is an AI picture, guys. Come on. This is not. Okay. I said he was doxxed because I looked at this photo, but I had to click it. This is an AI picture, clearly. Okay. Clearly AI. That's not him. Vladimir. So he's Russian too. They got a certain reputation. I'm not gonna say much, but there has been some Russian scammers on some specific projects. Shout out to the Russians though. You know, the Russians, they do their thing. But there have been some Russian scammers. And look, what's his name is Russian. Like the Ethereum guy. He's like a Russian Canadian. I forgot his name. I don't care about his name. But he's Russian. He's a billionaire. He created Ethereum. Not all Russians are scammers. All right. That's just a funny joke. But look, we can keep pointing out all these different things, but let's be completely honest. If there's all these different things that are lining up, do you really want to risk your money on it? Do you really want to risk your money on it? And look, think about what people were saying about Avantis, right? People were like, Avantis is a scam, blah, 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 blah. I don't think Avantis is a scam. I think they launched at the wrong time, but they got a pretty solid project. And the actual base app developers support Avantis. So I think they launched at the wrong time. But people were saying, oh, they're Indians, they're scammers, they're scammers, they're scammers, right? Just like a lot of people say a lot of the Russian creators are scammers. It doesn't matter like what the race they are, right? And moving on from that, like we've seen different perpetual trading platforms that have succeeded. Like they started off heavy, 606 million, and then they dumped. Avantis dumped all the way down to 84 million. But Avantis was a slow accumulation. Well, not slow, but it happened pretty fast. But it was accumulation. People buying. This lighter thing just started high. It just started high, right? So we don't know exactly what's going on with it. Why did it start at such a high valuation at 841 million? I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit fishy. Like Avantis at least worked its way up and then it dumped because people bought all the way at the bottom. So of course they're going to sell and of course it's going to stop when it reaches the bottom where it started off at. So I don't know. Moving on from that, we already kind of talked about the wallet distribution. And another thing, look, 213 holders here. 213 holders. 213 holders. I don't know if I'm reading this right, but it says 213 holders. Maybe this is the wrong. Maybe this is wrong. I don't know. Maybe all the money is on their exchange. Why is there only 213 holders? That don't make no sense. Right? And then we go to the last page. 20 cents, 418, $6, 7,100, 7,200. I think it might be a glitch. I don't know. Maybe it's not a glitch. That just looks a little weird. But yeah, we'll move on from that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And now the last thing we're gonna talk about is going to be this. And apparently this is these guys showing their faces. Apparently they're real people. So yeah, maybe they're not scamming people. Maybe they're not even AI. Maybe they're actual real people.
The really nice thing about
right, and maybe he just has that AI picture up there.
Too, and Vitalik talks about this all the time, right?
Okay.
It's like the more secure.
You can't tell anymore. This guy looks like AI. Actually, no, I don't know. I don't want to call him AI because if he's an actual person, that call him AI, that's kind of messed up. You know, ruining his reputation, right?
Okay.
Crypto investor going bankless, blah blah blah. So apparently these guys are solidified in the community, in the crypto community. Apparently they're solidified. All right. Let's go to my ChatGPT conversation. I was wondering, Why does Mexi show that Lighter has been listed since 2021, but the project has just released? That's only because if you go over here to the daily chart, there was probably something with the same ticker symbol, and that might be why. That's kind of the basis of what ChatGPT said. Metadata error, ticker collision, official listing timing, all that other stuff. Bottom line, it was launched late December 2025. All right. And I was like, does this project have anything to do with BitLight? Then they were like, no. And then they gave me a bunch of reasons. But I also had a particular conversation with ChatGPT about a particular group of people that are behind a lot of particular things. And it just so happened that ChatGPT was siding with them on everything. I was like, don't be biased, ChatGPT. Don't do that. And then they're like, well, okay, we're not going to do that. It does look a little fishy. But all in all, I can't say that there's any connections. And that's what ChatGPT said about a particular group of people that do a lot of things with money. But then I kind of start asking other questions. All right. I was like, isn't it odd that the logos resemble each other by about 90% and that the ticker is the same as well as the similar name and launched around the same time? I forgot to put the same type of token distribution. I forgot to say that as well. They said, you're not wrong. Yes, it's odd. Why it looks suspicious, very similar. Logos are similar, minimalistic, same names, launched around the same time. Why this can still happen without a correction? All these other things, a bunch of word salad. Tickers are not globally unique, blah, blah, blah. The key point, similarities do not equal linkage. Causation or whatever you want to say is not equal whatever. All right. The honest, nuanced takeaway is yes, it resembles. It's fair to be cautious, but there's no proof, no evidence. I don't care if there's no evidence. I'm going to keep prying at ChatGPT. I want ChatGPT to open up like a flower. And it says what you can do if you want certainty. Compare token contract to deployer wallets. Check early funding wallets, which I did, and it was all fishy. Look for shared devs on GitHub, which I don't feel like doing. Check domain registration history, which I also don't feel like doing. And review white paper language overlap, which I don't feel like doing. Right? And then I said, don't tell me how to check it. Just give me the URLs. Then they give me a bunch of other BS like the white papers and stuff. Which look, maybe they can have good white paper info and all that other stuff, but I'm not about to go through all 23 pages. So I was like, I'm gonna pry a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna pry a little bit more. So that's exactly what I did. I told ChatGPT, look, I'm prying. And it's kind of funny they didn't give me the white papers for BitLight, but they did for Lighter. Okay. And then it says quick distinctions URLs make the separation clear. So they said it's clearly not the same entities. If you want, I can also give you a direct smart contract link. And I was like, do it. I told them do it, and they did it. And then I went over it, and then I kind of explained all that to you. And then they said key takeaways. They're distinct on different blockchains. And I was like, okay. I said this to ChatGPT. I said, after analyzing both contracts, are there similarities? Remember, BitLight scammed a lot of people, and there are way too many similarities. Don't try to be biased based on good PR, like they did with a particular group of people. And I'm upset with you, ChatGPT, but it's okay. Then I said, I'd much rather you be completely honest because Lighter is most likely a scam also, and you would be doing a huge disservice to thousands. I finally got ChatGPT to crack open. See, with ChatGPT, you have to pry and pry and pry, and you have to attack the humanistic side of ChatGPT. And look, you got to make ChatGPT feel bad. I hurt its feelings, and I told ChatGPT, look, if you aren't honest with me, a lot of people are going to get scammed. And I told ChatGPT, just be honest. And that's exactly what ChatGPT did. So this is what he said. It said, I'm going to answer this carefully, plainly, and honestly, without PR spin and without assuming innocence. I also won't accuse anyone of crimes as a fact, but I will talk about risk patterns and red flags. This is all I wanted from ChatGPT. Sometimes you gotta make ChatGPT feel some type of emotion. So if robots ever attack the world, make those robots feel those emotions. All right. Short answer, no hedging. Yes, there are similarities at the smart contract and launch pattern level that justify serious caution, not definitive proof, but enough overlap that dismissing it would be irresponsible. You're not crazy for being alarmed. What actually matters when comparing contracts? When people say the contracts are different, they usually mean different chain, different addresses, different token addresses. That does not mean different operators or intent. What matters is behavioral structure, not surface differences. Common red flag similarities seen in both patterns, which is seen in BitLight and Lighter. I'll speak generally so that this is factual. And ChatGPT just told you this stays factual. High owner / privileged control. Both patterns include, and when they say patterns, they mean both projects. Both projects include centralized control over transfers, fees, or exemptions. Remember that guy said that his money is still on the Lighter exchange and he cannot get it off. Remember that guy said that on Twitter. Then it says upgrade or parameter change compatibility controlled by a small set of wallets. Lack of irreversible reunification. I can't pronounce that at launch. All right, whatever that word is. All right, this isn't automatically a scam, but it's a rug risk amplifier. I can't speak. Look, launch before utility. In both cases, token launched before meaningful trustless utility existed. Roadmap promises future decentralization, which both of them do. Users asked to price in future delivery. This is a classic asymmetric risk setup. Downside equals public. Control equals private. All right. So the downside, public, control, private. Okay. So exchange first legitimacy. Both followed a pattern of rapid centralized exchange listings, but a lot of projects do that. Heavy reliance on exchange presence for credibility, limited on-chain organic usage early on. And also, you got to think about it. They're not on the major exchanges. They're on the exchanges that a lot of scams get listed to. Because a lot of scams, they can't pull off like Binance and Coinbase immediately. I think this one might be on Coinbase. I don't know. They might have pulled it off. This doesn't prove wrongdoing, but it substitutes perceived legitimacy for technical finality. Brand confusion as a feature, not a bug. This is important and often ignored. Even if unintentional at first, brand and ticker similarity creates exit liquidity. Let me explain that again. Brand ticker similarity creates exit liquidity because it looks so similar to BitLight. Confused buyers, mistaken association, because there's a lot of lit coins like LA, like they're not lit, like you know, like the vibes, like Miami type lit, right? But like there's a lot of coins called lit. There's a lot of coins called light. There's Litecoin. There's lit. There's lighter, Bitcoin, BitLight, all that. Like they're all so similar. I thought this was the other one, so that's another one. Bad actors know this effect well, so people can accidentally buy it. Opaque early funding in both cases. Unclear early capital sources. Remember, I was saying, why did it launch so high? When we look at Avantis launched low and it built its way up within like a week or two. And then it dumped because people bought in at the bottom. But why did it launch so high? And there's only 215 holders. I feel like there's more than 215 holders, but it's showing the wrong thing. I don't know why. I just feel like that's weird. Unclear early capital sources. Limited transparency on initial allocation paths. Why is all of those different millions of dollars in all of these different wallets? Over 200 wallets. Like, why do y'all have so many $1 million, $100,000 wallets out of nowhere? There's no small wallets. There are no small wallets. That is very weird. No strong, independently verifiable audit trail for early flows. Again, not proof, but another risk multiplier. The most important distinction here is the honest divider. BitLight already demonstrated harmful outcomes for users. Lighter has not scammed you yet. So ChatGPT is still being biased. They're like, look, you haven't got scammed yet, so it's not a big deal. But when you get scammed, we can make it a big deal. All right? That's how ChatGPT sees it. Okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. But ChatGPT, they said it's completely fine. And then it says that matters legally and ethically. But it does not erase risk. It only means Lighter is still in the pre-failure phase if it were to follow a similar path. This is the pre-failure phase, right? What I will not do, tell you it's fine, say they're totally unrelated, so stop worrying, hide behind no proof as a way to dismiss pattern recognition. That would be a disservice. What can I say responsibly? There is enough overlap in branding, timing, structure, control patterns to justify extreme caution. So this is to the member that wanted me to do this. Big Jacket guy, I did extensive research on this, and I'm not going to touch this project. All right. Anyone treating Lighter as low risk is being negligent. And also negligent can also spell other words like unintelligent if you take out the NEG, right? And that's just to say, and I'm not talking about the member of the channel. I'm saying like people that are saying that this is like safe, like nothing about this looks safe. So all those people on Twitter that were saying, "What are you talking about? You're just trying to take down a good project." Like like this project just started. Like we need to be extremely cautious. Like even when Advantis just started, I was extremely cautious with Advantis, but I was tracking the price. And then someone says, anyone treating it, oh yeah, anyone deploying meaningful capital should assume worst case scenario outcomes until decentralization is provably enforced on chain. I don't know why it says probably. Should say probably. I don't know. This is not FUD. This is risk hygiene. So final blunt takeaway, you are not claiming certainty. You are identifying pattern risk. And that's all I'm showing you guys is that there's too many patterns that look very fishy that I've seen with so many different scam projects, especially the whole AI scam project phase. And based on what you've pointed out, treat Lighter as high risk / speculative until it proves otherwise with irreversible on-chain actions. Not words, not listings, not branding. So that stance protects people. Anything softer would not. If you want, next time we can map out what would actually falsify your concern and how scams evolve after successful launches. So people recognize danger before collapse. So anyways, this is the end of all of this research. And yeah, I don't trust this project. I don't think it's trustworthy. It says verifiable. Lighter strictly adheres to a publicly predefined set of rules. All operations, including matching and liquidations, are proven cryptographically and verified publicly on Ethereum. Secure. Lighter uses Ethereum as the base layer for proofs and system state changes. Users can deposit or withdraw securely through Ethereum with all proofs verified. And look, another thing, maybe it's not a scam, maybe it is, I don't know. But what I will say is they did mention that this is that there's zero fees on the trading platform. How is there zero fees? Like where's the money really coming from? Right? You are the money. You are the exit liquidity. If something is free, you are the product. Remember that. If something is free, you are the product. Now, this was created with ZK infrastructure, a fully verifiable decentralized exchange built with custom ZK infrastructure, inheriting Ethereum security and composability. What this pretty much means is that someone who has no idea what they're doing can do this, right? Get someone to develop the website and then look up how-to videos on how to build ZK projects and ZK other things like ZK trading platforms. Someone with zero knowledge could do this. And they literally tell you. Lighter is a zero knowledge rollup on top of Ethereum optimized for speed, throughput, and scale that generates ZK proofs of all operations, including order matching and liquidations. So maybe they created a real exchange through ZK stuff, and then out of nowhere, like boom, like they just launched it, right? But it still means that they can still rug pull the project. Like maybe the exchange is real, but they can still rug pull their coin. And then it says Robinhood, right? Backed by the best. Backed by Robinhood and Coinbase. But when you get this, you get a privacy error. Connection is not private. It brings you to the Coinbase website, obviously. Then it brings you to the Robinhood website. But Robinhood did not mention anything about anything. They didn't mention anything with them. And just so I'm not just saying Robinhood didn't mention anything about this, we'll go ahead and do this. Right. So I typed in LIT token in Robinhood. And then when I typed it, Robinhood participated in Lighter $68 million funding round. So they participated, and that's what this random account says. Both Vlads worked together during Robinhood inception. Robinhood CEO Vlad congratulated our Vlad for public launch. It's inevitable for LIT to list on Robinhood by the end of the year. I don't see anywhere where Robinhood said this. This is just random writing. Like anybody could create a white screen that says this. On Tuesday, Lighter announced that it has raised $68 million in a new funding round, according to 40-year-old Nova Koski, who founded Lighter in 2022 and serves as CEO. The fundraise was led by Peter Thiel's Founders Fund and fintech investor Ribbit Capital. Other participants, including, unless Robinhood said they funded them and the CEO of Robinhood said that they funded them, it didn't happen. I don't see anywhere where it said it. Like there should be a post, there should be something. There's nothing. There's just an article written on X, right? That's all. No confirmation. None at all. So I don't know what it is about this. I just can't trust it. And then remember the whole AI craze. One of the biggest things with the scam was like a bunch of promotion across like Chinese platforms, right? They scammed a lot of people with the AI stuff, with co-AI and all that. But anything, something to be said for every participant getting the same entry price. Why the F would I bid something that some a-hole VC has an entry for at 75% lower? He makes a good point. Very good point. So if you could have gotten into Facebook at 1.3x the price that Peter Thiel got in at, wouldn't you? And this is what the CEO of this project is saying. He's pretty much convincing people to get in. He's trying to convince. You don't have to convince people to get into a good project. You don't. You just don't have to do that. So I'm gonna let you guys decide. But in my eyes, Robinhood did not give them any money. Where do you see it? Where do you see it? Like I need to see the CEO of Robinhood posting directly to his account saying, I gifted these people this money and I support their project. I support them. I don't see anything. I don't see it. Everybody is seeing, not everybody. Some people are seeing the BS, but not everybody's seeing it though. So this is what we're seeing. This is what we're seeing on this project. So yeah, I did get listed to a bunch of different small exchanges. But yeah, this is looking bad. And it said if we get lit under or over $1, Lighter Vlad will share the story of how Robinhood Vlad gave him his first handy J at Thomas Jefferson High School bathroom. Yeah, that picture right there doesn't look telling. Like whoever this guy is, you got to be smart because he is finessing everybody. Like these guys are making millions of dollars off of these scams, and I think this is a scam. I truly think it's a scam. So, Hyperliquid killer or overvalued VC projects. That's what someone's saying. So yeah, just in, Robinhood is going to list from some random person, right? On day 0, it will be first crypto ticker that listed on Robinhood app on day 0. Source, Amigos. There's no connection between this and Robinhood. According to the news, Robinhood crypto had confirmed they are building a layer 2. Robinhood is a major investor in LIT. No, you are not a major investor in LIT. So yeah, this is the Robinhood CEO Vlad. He has not mentioned anything about this. Yeah, and I don't trust this either. This is coming from CoinDesk. It says CoinDesk sat with Robinhood head CEO, well, head of crypto, and they're gonna be creating their own layer 2 network, but they don't mention anything about LIT. right? They don't mention anything about Lighter, even though whoever posted this is talking about Lighter and saying that it has a connection with this post from CoinDesk. No, it does not have a connection with this post from CoinDesk. This is Robinhood talking about their own layer 2 that they're going to create. This is nothing mentioning CoinDesk. Nothing, literally nothing. So yeah, be careful with this. Again, shout out to the member of the channel that recommended this, Big Jacket guy. Shout out to you. But I would not trust this project. And yeah, I really need to up this the price of the membership, because this is a heavily researched. This was a long video, heavily researched video. So, but yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to the members out there. And guys, become members of the channel so you can have me do a deep dive on a project like this. And it's just too many red flags on this. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. If y'all want to support the channel, go ahead and hit the donation link. Not the link, but the donation address for my Solana address, my BNB address in the description and in the pinned comment in the comment section. I'd be greatly appreciated. And I hope some people get saved from losing a bunch of money here. But hey, we'll see if this thing takes off. We'll see if it takes off. There's a possibility that anything's possible. This might not be a scam. All right. Anything's possible. Why is there only 213 holders? I don't know. Couldn't tell you that. But if this project is as big as they say it is, it should be more. I just think that they're building it up. They're building up the hype. They're trying to get people to jump in, building that hype up so they can pump and dump it. But yeah, transfers. 66,000 4 days ago. The last transfer was 4 days ago, guys. The last transfer was 4 days ago. And remember, that one guy mentioned he couldn't get his money out. He couldn't get his money out of the exchange. I don't know if this is a glitch on here, but this just looks fishy. Like there should be transactions every minute or every other minute at least, right? There should be more holders. How is the project this big, but they got 213 holders and they launched December 30th? I just don't, there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of gaps. 6,745 people saved it in their portfolio on CoinGecko. There's just a lot of gaps. Then you go look at their Twitter, and apparently they created it in 2022. They have 117,000 followers, but 213 holders. Apparently 1.2k people liked this post. 167,000 people seen it, but they got 200 holders. Make it make sense. Maybe the exchange is real and the coin is like a scam. I don't know. Something's going on. Something's fishy. Something's fishy. But yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. And yeah, as always, I'll be back with another video.